Heather, mom to Remy, who's 16 months old. And for the past few months, we've been working on a color unit. One of the activities that I set up for this unit was a Mondrian inspired interactive stained glass window. As a former art teacher, this no mess finger painting window hit all the right notes for me. It reinforces the color learning that we're doing in an interactive way. It introduces a modern master to Remy. It can be adapted in many ways, and it looks great, so I don't mind keeping this installation up for a week or two. He loved it, I loved it. The only problem was the materials that I chose to use didn't hold up. So this time around, we're doing it bigger, better, and built to last. I'm going to share with you my new and improved material list. I'm going to show you how I set everything up, and I'm going to share with you how I use the window to teach throughout the week. I'm even going to throw in a Mondrian cheat sheet so that you feel confident in guiding the experience. Let's get going. The first time I labored to create this window, it lasted for one day. And to be perfectly honest, it's way too much work for one day. I'm looking for something that's going to give me 5 or 6 days worth of fun out of it. So I've rethought my materials list, and I'm going to share it with you. I'm going to list and link everything down below. To create a mess-free finger painting window, you will need black painter's tape to create the lines. The first time around, I just used blue because that's what I had laying around. And it was okay, but black is going to look so much better. You're going to need an X-Acto knife to cut the tape. I used scissors last time, and again, it worked, but I like a flawless finish, and that comes with the knife. You'll need heavy-duty sandwich bags. Here's where things fell apart last time. I used Glad sandwich bags, which snag and puncture way too easily. I'm going to use shipping tape to reinforce the front of my Glad bags. We'll see how that works. And finally, you need paint. This is not the time to go with your expensive paint. I found a cheap set where the colors are fairly concentrated, and that's what I'm going to go with. That's it. That's all we need. So let's assemble this puppy. My favorite way to introduce art to little ones is through modern art. Abstract painting in particular offers kids a way to understand big artistic concepts like line and color and rhythm and balance without getting caught up in the subject matter. Mondrian is an artist that's almost synonymous with modern art, and his work is all about developing a modern artistic vocabulary. This means that you'll be able to use his work to teach all the major elements of art. And so this installation is going to work great for any age group. To get the most out of this project, I recommend reading up a little bit on the artist. That way you're going to feel really comfortable and confident talking about his art. I've created a guide that will tell you a tiny bit about the artist, give you the vocabulary words to introduce, and provide other connecting activities. I will provide a link for this below. Let's take a look at how we used this installation throughout the week. On the first day, I didn't do any teaching to it. I simply let him get used to it and experiment with it. For him, this meant that he just did a lot of drive-bys where he would run up, make a couple marks, and then run off again. Then I pulled out some of my art books and we looked at paintings by Mondrian. Now, if you don't have books with paintings by Mondrian in it, that's okay. Go ahead and print some paintings out and share them with your child. Or if your child is allowed screen time, pull some images up and share those. I'm going to provide some links that'll help with that sharing process. I know that this is extra work, but it's these extras that take the learning to the next level. To me, this activity is so important because it expands his visual literacy. It starts to build a library of artwork in his head, and it helps him to understand the idea of drawing on inspiration from past art. If you've never talked about art before, it can be a little intimidating, but don't worry, we're at the very beginning, so it's okay to just point out lines and color. I also introduced the idea of making different types of marks with our fingers. For this activity, I pulled out 3 art postcards that I had that demonstrated different types of mark making. I have dots, I have smears, and I have swirls. We looked at the art and then we practiced trying to move our hands in different ways. By the end, I could see his little hands getting better at making lines and making dots, and he had latched on to a new word, dot. The next day, I introduced the idea of using tools. He had already tried to use tools by using his toy cow and Play-Doh to paint with, but he wasn't super successful. So I went ahead and introduced Q-tips. The tip is perfect for making lines. He had to work very hard at getting his little hand to work it. So I wrapped the Q-tip in the black tape that we had to make it easier to grip. I modeled how to do it, and he approximated as best he could. He came back to this activity quite a lot throughout the day. Finally, we played a color matching game. He's just getting into the concept of matching, so I tried to make sure that I kept my expectations in check. If he matches the 2 colors correctly, I reinforce. If he's off, I just name the 2 colors that he's chosen, and that's it. It keeps the activity going and it helps him learn without overcorrecting. It's now been a full week since I've set up the window, and it's still going strong. He continues to practice using his hands to make different marks, using the tools, and color matching. I'm going to continue to have it up until it shows more wear and tear. If you want to continue the Mondrian fun, head to our website for the Mondrian guide. We've got a few more activities that would really complement the window, and there are suggestions for kids of different ages. As an art teacher, I love to create lessons around specific artists. So if you have a favorite artist that you'd love to see me blow out this way, leave me a note in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell to join our little learning community. We're going to be putting out videos around play and learning and literacy every week. Thanks for watching.